Best signing since Rice. £58 million monster goal scorer wants to join Arsenal. Real Madrid approves Bukayo Saka signing for €120 million after Arsenal star passes the test. Verdict on Kingsley Coman transfer to Arsenal given, as Gunners are tipped for a very aggressive summer. Hello Gunners fans! Let's check out the latest news from the greatest club in the world. According to a recent report by journalist Graham Bailey, new information has emerged indicating that RB Leipzig forward Benjamin Sesko, who had already been a target for Arsenal during last summer's transfer window, is now showing strong interest in moving to the Gunners in the upcoming window. And the news doesn't stop there. The report reveals that concrete talks have already taken place between the players' camp and the club's new sporting director, Andrea Berta, suggesting that the Londoners want to move quickly in the market. Regarding the potential transfer value, the Slovenian player has a release clause in his current contract set at £58 million. Although this may seem like a significant investment, considering his age and performance this season, it could be viewed as a real bargain in the medium to long term. Even with a hefty price tag, Sesko seems to possess all the attributes Arsenal needs in an elite striker: young, strong, productive, and with vast room for development. It's not an exaggeration to say he has the potential to be the most impactful signing since Declan Rice's arrival. There are two main reasons behind this statement. The first is his impressive performance. In his first full season in one of the top 5 European leagues, the Slovenian striker, nicknamed Monster by analyst Ben Mattinson, scored 18 goals and provided 2 assists in 42 appearances for Leipzig, playing just 2,057 minutes. This represents direct involvement in a goal every 102.85 minutes, or every 2.1 matches. An outstanding achievement for a 21-year-old debuting in a top-tier league. And he didn't stop there. In the current season, Sesko has raised his game even further. 20 goals and 6 assists in 41 matches, totaling 3,041 minutes on the pitch. This means an average of direct involvement in a goal every 116.96 minutes, or roughly every 1.57 matches. Now imagine this level of efficiency in Arsenal's attacking line, with players like Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and a well-performing Gabriel Martinelli, or even Nico Williams, should he join, providing him with abundant chances. Sesko has all the makings of the 20-plus goals per season striker Mikel Arteta has been searching for, but his value goes beyond the numbers. The second reason Sesko is a potentially transformative signing for Arsenal is his physical stature and huge growth potential. Standing at 1.95 m and only 21 years old, he has the ideal profile for the Premier League and could develop significantly in the coming years. Even with a high cost, the club should make a strong investment, as he has the potential to be the leading number 9 for a decade and perhaps the best acquisition since Declan Rice. Real Madrid is preparing for a bold move in the transfer market, and according to a new report from Spanish outlet Defensa Central, the target is none other than Bukayo Saka, Arsenal's star, and one of the most promising players of the new generation of European football. According to the publication, the Merengues are ready to offer over €120 million for the English forward, should one of their current offensive stars, Vinicius Jr. or Rodrigo, leave for the Premier League. The speculation has gained traction following Real Madrid's painful elimination by Arsenal in the Champions League quarter-finals, with a 5-1 aggregate score. The defeat, considered humiliating behind the scenes at the Spanish club, served as a wake-up call. While the team boasts numerous world-class players, the underwhelming performance has led the club's board to plan a squad overhaul. Carlo Ancelotti is expected to leave his post, and the favorite to take over is Xabi Alonso, who is impressing at Bayer Leverkusen. However, changes won't be limited to the managerial role. There is growing concern that one or both of Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo could be open to new experiences, and Premier League clubs are monitoring the situation. In response, Florentino Perez and his board have already devised a plan to react swiftly. Bukayo Saka is the ideal name to fill any potential gap left by these players. Saka had standout performances in both games against Real Madrid, earning the respect and admiration of the Madrid directors. President Florentino Perez, CEO Jose Angel Sanchez, and head of scouting Uni Calafat were particularly impressed by the maturity, technical ability, and decisive nature of the English player. According to the report, there is a consensus within the club that Saka would be the right signing, both for sporting impact and for the marketing potential and longevity he would bring to the squad. Of course, Arsenal will not make negotiations easy. Saka is undoubtedly a cornerstone of Mikel Arteta's sporting project, having recently renewed his contract and established himself as a fan favorite. However, Real Madrid is willing to put impressive figures on the table. Over 120 million euros could be offered, a sum that's hard to overlook, especially if there's pressure from the player himself. Defensa Central emphasizes that the transfer will only be activated if either Vinicius or Rodrigo leaves. However, should that happen, the club will move quickly and decisively, without hesitation. The operation would be treated as a top priority for the new cycle of the team. In summary, Real Madrid's interest in Bukayo Saka is far from being just a fleeting rumor. With the club ready to restructure its squad after European disappointment and Saka in peak form following his outstanding performances against Madrid, a potential move could be on the horizon. If one of the Brazilian wingers leaves the Bernabeu, all signs point to a powerful response. Bukayo Saka is in their sights, and Real Madrid is ready to make it happen. Arsenal expert Charles Watts has downplayed the chances of the Gunners securing a deal for Bayern Munich winger Kingsley Coman during the summer transfer window. Reports from last week indicated that Arsenal had begun talks with the 28-year-old's representatives, with the Frenchman likely to be available to leave the German Giants when the market reopens. Although Coman is under contract until 2025 and may be a more affordable option than Nico Williams from Athletic Bilbao, Watts believes the Frenchman is more likely to head to Saudi Arabia. "Not for me," Watts told Sportsmole. "Arsenal is being linked with all the Bayern Munich players with potential exits. But this is something I've never heard anything concrete about. I honestly believe he'll go to Saudi Arabia, where he's almost gone several times over the past 18 months. I don't see Arsenal investing in him. It's not like Leroy Sane, who would be a free transfer. Coman would require a significant fee for both the transfer and his salary. And I don't think Arsenal will make that move. They want Nico Williams. Mikel Arteta wants Nico Williams. He's the priority. I'm not saying he will be signed, but if they don't manage to get that deal done, they'll have to look at other options." Coman, who has been at Bayern since 2015, when he was loaned from Juventus before signing permanently, is an extremely successful player, having won 20 major titles during his time at the Allianz Arena. He is famously remembered for scoring the winning goal in the 2019-20 Champions League final, securing Bayern's victory over PSG, and has accumulated 70 goals and 69 assists in 331 appearances for the club, including 7 goals and 4 assists in 37 matches this season. Despite this, his injury record is a negative point, having missed more than 150 matches for both club and country. Watts further added, "Coman could be a decent backup option for Bukayo Saka, but his arrival would also allow Ethan Nwaneri to play as a substitute for Martin Odegaard. However, considering his injury history and his hefty salary of €280,000 a week at Bayern, he would be an expensive backup." He also pointed out that Arsenal's priority should be to sign a player for the left side of the pitch, especially with the possibility of Leandro Trossard leaving the club. Nico Williams is the name they want. He has a release clause of around £50 million, and even though Arsenal will face stiff competition to sign him, that seems like the most logical option. In summary, although Coman has been linked with Arsenal, Watts believes he is not at the top of Arteta's list, with clear preferences for other players. Thank you so much for watching until the end. See you next time.